You just have 7 days for the exam. The harsh truth that students don't want to hear is that there is not enough time for revision. In this video, I will be telling you strategies which will help you revise 100% of the syllabus within these 7 days. Also, in the end of the video, I'll be telling you something which will help you realize a very great truth about your exam journey. Just in case you don't know me, I am Company Secretary Alok. I'm a practicing CS and a faculty here at Ekcel Academy. Let's get started. The first thing you have to do is please note it down. Let us say, for example, you're writing CS Executive Module 1. You have 4 subjects in that. In each of the 4 subjects, select 5 to 6 chapters which are the ones which are getting maximum marks in the exam. For example, in company law, you have meetings, you have powers of the board of directors, then you have accounts and auditors, then you have share and share capital. These are the chapters which gives you lot of marks in the exam. Make sure that you're writing the list of these chapters in one page for all the 4 subjects. In step number 2, it is very simple. You need to look at the old question papers. The simpler way is look at the scanner, because the scanner will give you all the questions asked from a particular chapter. For example, let us say in company law, there is a small chapter CSR, Corporate Social Responsibility. And when I go to the scanner and I get a question, let me show you. So for example, here we have a question relating to CSR and it talks about the calculation. So the question is, they've given some figures and they're asking, is the company required to have a CSR committee and what is the minimum spending for the CSR in the particular financial year? So in simple, when you look at the question for revision, the mistake students do is basically go to the book and the book is a fat 1000-page, 800-page book and you feel, oh, I don't have time to revise. Instead of that, go to the scanner, select the question and then start solving that answer. So for example, here in my class I had solved. So I'm just showing here. So solve the answer for that particular question. And I'll tell you why. See, when you start solving the answer for one question, lot of the syllabus you're actually revising. For example, in the CSR, we understood what is CSR committee. We understood what is section 2 subsection 57, which is the concept of net worth. Further, when we were solving this question, we understood many things about what is turnover, what is net profit. So indirectly, we were revising many other chapters in Companies Act. When you do this, your brain is highly focused and it is very easy to revise because you are actually solving an exam question and within few days you have to write answers for 3 hours. So while revision also, this is a great strategy. I gave you one example of CSR. Just imagine you do this for the 5 to 6 most important chapters. When you do this, you are revising not only that chapter but the concept which is connected to that chapter which are in other chapters also, like I just showed you. Now, third step which you have to do is actually to go to the BEAR Act. Let us say there is a question relating to meetings of the board of directors and you have solved it in the scanner in the second step of revision which I told you. Now, the third step is directly go to the BEAR Act, that is Companies Act 2013, and don't go to any other ICSA book or any other material or notes which you have got in the coaching. You will save a lot of time because BEAR Act is very concise. Yes, the language is quite complicated, but the act and the rules are very concise. When you read the entire BEAR Act for that particular section, for example, section 173, you will be understanding all the aspects of it. And I'm assuming that you have already studied at least some of the concepts and you know it because this is revision. You're not touching the book for the first time. Then you'll tell, okay, sir, now for 5 or 6 chapters in each subject, we have solved the scanner, we have gone to the BEAR Act, but still, what about the rest of the syllabus? What should we do now? We just have 7 days. Don't worry. The fourth strategy is something again, when you have very less time for revision, go to the index. When you go to the ICSI book, the index is very detailed. You have every single topic along with the page number in the index. Now, what you should do is something which I did when I was a student, and also my students have done this and they've got very good results, and that is go to the index and for each topic try to recollect what you know in that particular topic. And the secret here is take your mobile phone and then record whatever you remember in your audio voice. Just record the audio of whatever you remember about that particular topic. One simple thing you can do is go to WhatsApp. Now in WhatsApp you can message yourself. So while messaging yourself, just record an audio and then listen to that audio. When you listen to the audio, you know that 1 or 2 points might have missed. Assuming you have studied, you would have missed only 1 or 2 points. Now go to that page number. In the index, the page number will be there. Flip your book to that page and see, just have a quick glance through whether you have missed anything. And when you see that, you'll remember, oh, I missed this 1 point. And that time, that point gets registered in your brain and this is the fastest way to revise. And when you go through the entire index like this, you will be surprised you can revise one whole subject within 5 to 6 hours. Yes, you'll have lot of audio messages which you're sending yourself, but when you listen to it, you'll understand that what you don't know is what you have to just look into the book. And you cannot write because you don't have time. We have very less time. So use this strategy, which is the 5th most important point. Beginning of the video, I told you I'll tell you something which is really game changing. This is what we call a spaced revision. Usually we have to do this for 6 months, 7 months before the exam. But even if you just have 7 days before the exam, you can do this. It's very simple. See, whatever you studied today, right, on day 0, you will be forgetting it on the day number 2. You will be forgetting more on day number 3. So if you don't revise, it will become 0. So what you have studied will be here at the top, okay? And then it keep on going down and it may become 0. So what you have to do is you have to revisit whatever you have done. Let us say in all the initial points I told you, you looked at the index and you did that audio recording, all of that on day number 1. And do the same thing. If you took 5 to 6 hours on day number 1 for the full subject, on day number 2, you finish the whole thing within 30 minutes. So how, sir? You can. Even if you just glance through, even if you go through, you may not able to be recording your audio, but you can glance through the index. This way, whatever you're about to forget will remain with you. You will not forget it. This is called as forgetting curve. This is called as spaced revision. So do that the 2nd day, the 3rd day, 4th day, 6th, 7th day. And this way, even if you have very less days for exam, you will be able to do very, very well. And when you just have 7 days for exam, let me tell you one thing which I used to do and I got very great results. Whatever is your first paper of the exam, it should go really well, right? That is why I used to give 3, sometimes 4 days completely for it. So let us say I'm going to study for 12 hours because exam is just few days away. I will give about 9 to 10 hours for the subject which is my first day of the exam. And the 2 hours I'll be giving for the revision, for the index, for that audio recording or glancing the index and the book for the other subject. This is what I did and I was able to revise 100% of the syllabus even if I had 7 or 8 days for the exam. If you have come this far till the video, great. And still some students are telling, sir, you're simply telling us to get motivated, but really I don't think I've studied. I'm going to skip this attempt. I'll go for the next attempt. Yes, you may be in that category. You may be feeling that there's nothing wrong if you feel that. But what should you do when you feel like that? If you are feeling like skipping, I'll give you a very simple exercise which you can do right now. It will just take 2 minutes of your time. Just take a small sheet of paper, add 2 columns. So the first column, you will write, I will study. I will study. In the second column, you'll write, I will waste time. That means when you just have 7 days per exam, you just have 2 options in your life. You will study or you will waste time. And you write down what all you're going to get by studying. So you just write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What all will you gain by studying? And in the second column, what all will you gain or what will happen when you don't study for the next 7 days? Simple. And when you read the list, you will see for yourself, it is being very stupid to skip the attempt. Even if you are not going to pass this exam, but by studying for the next 7 days, you're one step closer to your success to become a company secretary. Please remember, I tell it many times, I repeat, look at company secretary course as a professional course which takes anywhere between 3 to 5 years time. If you are studying MBBS, it takes 5 years, 7 years, 8 years. If you are studying architecture, LLB, every professional course takes anywhere between 5 to 7 years. Company secretary course is also like that. It takes minimum 3 and up to 5 years. Sometimes if you are unlucky, it may take more. But when you judge your entire career in this 3 to 5 years, you will not be worried about one attempt of June or December not going by your way. But what will be a disaster, what is a crime, is actually not studying and wasting the next 7 days. The best you will gain is actually knowledge, and the best you will gain by wasting time is actually ruining your life, which is not going to get you anything. The real reason you want to skip this attempt is you are scared of failure, and it is normal to be scared of failure. But please remember, failure is not becoming a company secretary. Failure is not by failing one attempt or missing your attempt by a few marks. That is not failure. Not at all becoming a company secretary in your life. Then you will feel that you are a failure. That is why don't worry about failure. Go give it your best shot. This attempt, if you have paid exam fees, you have to write it as simple as that. Follow the revision strategies I've told you. In the 7 days, don't miss even 1 minute. Even 1 minute spent not for studying is 1 minute wasted from your journey to become a company secretary soon. I want you to become a CS very, very soon. Use these revision strategies, and if you still have anything else to say, let me know in the comments, and all the best for your exam.